Ready to go explore Sweden?
Yeah, ready. On.
Let's go. So we crossed into Sweden, went to supermarket, and then we saw this big bear and we found bear meat. I really want to try it.
Yeah, game meat locally produced.
Let's see how it tastes. That's very interesting. This supermarket has lots of animals. I don't know. Sonia told me that this city is one of the best skiing resorts in the world.
It's supposed to be, because Sweden is really flat. This is the real mountain area in Sweden. In this video, we're going to show you guys our trip from Norway to Sweden and our 1 week journey in Sweden, meeting our friends, driving across the country. To be more specific, northern part of Sweden. The first town we crossed into was Aure. As far as I know, it was one of the best skiing resorts in the world. Sweden is a very flat country, but Aure has the best hills, the best slopes. So we went there. That was our first stop.
Parking. What city we are?
Östersund.
Östersund.
Later on, we drove into Östersund. It wasn't a super famous city, but I really liked it. It's quiet with great vibes. It's one of those small provincial towns, but with a beautiful waterfront. Plus, we arrived at the best time, right before sunset. It was a great day. We walked around the city square, checked out some small shopping malls, and went to have a nice dinner. The next day, we started off again. All of these cities in northern Sweden are very interesting. Some of them have these little mascots that look like a dinosaur. Some of them have their own stuff trying to promote their tourist industry. But overall, they're all very cute and lovely. I really had a good time. The next day was the time for us to meet our friend. We had to go to Sundsvall, because our friends Tim and Hannah will be arriving in Sundsvall that evening. So we arrived a little bit earlier, parked our car, and walked around the city.
Yeah, and we parked our car, and our parking lot has a dead boat.
Lyra calls it dead boat. So. Welcome to Sundsvall, the 21st largest city in Sweden. Actually, top 10 cities in Sweden. They're all below Stockholm. So we're at Sundsvall. It's very up north. So there's barely any real big cities here. It's not super metropolitan, but it's the 21st largest city here.
Yeah.
As we can see.
Yeah,
it's an industrial city with a lot of factories around here. And the city actually suffered from a major fire in the 18th century together with Umeå. Yeah, so it has been rebuilt many times. Again, all of these cities in northern Sweden looked really, really quiet. It was one of those less well-known places. We found a food market and checked it out. It was great with all different kinds of food from all across Europe. Of course, it wasn't exactly affordable because it was Sweden, but we still enjoyed it a lot.
Enjoy the top quality drinking water of Europe. This dragon gives you a drinkable water for free.
Later on that evening, we finally met our friends, Tim and Hannah. We decided to go to one of the few Spanish restaurants in town. It was tapas. We thought everything was very cheap, but in the end, we spent more than we wanted to because every dish was so small, so we had to order a lot. But overall, the staff was very friendly. We had a nice conversation. It's been a while since we met Tim and Hannah, so we're really happy to enjoy the evening with them.
Good morning. So yesterday we met our friends and they stayed in Airbnb, and this Airbnb is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's right by the beach. You have a waterfront, and apparently nice pool. There's a sauna house and private pier. You have access to the water.
It's so cool. And it's very cheap according to them. Well, it's actually very cheap.
Yeah, it's very cheap. It's like 60 euros per night.
Yeah, it's very nice. I like it. But anyway, we stayed in the car.
Yeah. But it's nice to be able to borrow their bathroom. The next day, we had to move north. So from Sundsvall, we have to move north to Umeå. Tim even drove a little bit. We wanted to show them how we spend our time in the wild. So we wanted to find a place to cook some tea, do a little bit of the camping stuff that we used to do. But the weather wasn't great. It was raining a little bit. There was a little bit of drizzles, but we still managed to find a nice place and make some tea together. Later that evening, we went to a grocery store first, trying to pick up some ingredients for dinner. We're about to cook together. And Tim picked up some lottery tickets and we played it together. It was fun.
Our friends bought lottery.
Yeah.
Hannah, show me lottery. Cool.
But I don't know what's the rule for this.
Too hard. The lottery is too hard.
Yeah.
Even hard for Chinese people.
Oh, now it's easy. These are all the call numbers, I think. So B04 is B04.
Yeah, we can check it
Okay.
out with the
Looks like nothing.
yeah, looks like nothing. Looks like nothing. But we will anyway return this small tool. So I'll double check with.
What about this?
It was
No,
here.
no, it's,
Okay.
Oh, these are.
I think
these are
it
probably.
can be eat because
Really?
yes,
Really?
it look like
We took a nice walk around the Airbnb. It was quiet, really nice. We just enjoyed the serendipity over there.
So smoked and salty bear meat. Looks good. Tastes good. Like has these layers like onion. I don't know. So the verdict is it's so smoked and so salt that we can't really taste the bear.
And I remember that night we had really, really good dinner. We had shawarma, pita breads, and just good company in general. When you have good company, everything is great. Next day, we arrived in Umeå. That was the last day of their vacation days, so we'll have to say goodbye to Tim and Hannah. But again, it was a great day in northern Sweden. It was really sunny. We walked around the river, and everything is just very different. It was a Sunday. Most shops were closed, but we still managed to have a lot of fun. And we had to say goodbye to our friends. Later on that day, we dropped them off at the airport. That was the end of our journey in Sweden. We were very happy to hang out with Tim and Hannah, especially in this part of the world. They live in Sweden. We've been traveling around Europe, and we really changed our schedule, coordinated, so we could spend a couple of days together. I'm sure they also had a good time. We cooked, we talked. We're a little bit sad that we had to say goodbye to them because they had their stuff to go back to. And after that, we will move north. We'll even go to Finland. But that's for later.